What's going on, guys? It's Flaws, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how to entry frag. There's a lot of videos out there. They're pretty awful at actually showing you like how to entry, what your goal is, and what you're kind of working towards. I'm going to say right away the entry frag roll is like the worst roll if you get tilted when you die, because you're going to be dying pretty much every round. If you don't die, then not only are you like doing your job, but you're actually doing far past your job. Your job really is just to get through that initial space when you're hitting a site and just clear out the worst angles for everyone else. So if we're hitting this early, we go like, oh, like fast A rush, right? You sprint from spawn, you get out here. You're not trying to clear all these angles out. You're not even looking at this angle, right? You're just swinging out. You're clearing the tightest angles and most difficult angles for your team to trade. And if anyone's playing on top here, up here, I'm using nuke as like this map on this video just because it's a tough one to actually be an entry on, but it works on every map. Just swing out as you're swinging the site, clear the most difficult to clear out angles for your team, and then you can deal with those other angles. You almost want to get through those choke points, maybe with like a teammate throwing a flash if you're like in a higher rank, but you probably don't even need that. You can do it for yourself as well. Just come from spawn, throw something like this off the wall, just swing out with it, and just take the site. Entry frag roll is basically a roll where you're supposed to die. If you get any kills, that's far exceeding what you should be doing in the round. You're kind of just trying to take the focus off of the actual like choke point for any players playing on the site. If someone's playing like backside and you get through that entry point and then they swing out and get like a kill on your teammates, that's the reason why you're just still pushing through. Like, okay, you got clear this out, you're still pushing through to the back of site, you're still pushing through as deep as you can possibly go in the round. That way your team has no chance of getting caught off guard by someone deep in the site, or if someone rotates in, you can still catch them and get like a free kill that way. So it's always like a really good practice, is even if you take the site, it doesn't really hurt to push even deeper in. Obviously nuke's a little strange because you get locked out, but even on nuke, like, you can still kind of push farther. You can get this controlled, swing out here with another teammate, someone throwing a flash for you. I think that's just like some really key points if you're starting out being an entry to like kind of focus on, is your deaths don't really matter. You're going to be looking at your team's point of view a lot if you're the entry fragger, but it's also like really rewarding when you do get like a great entry off. Like, let's say like, I don't know, your team's working outside or something and someone throws a pop flash off. Also, if someone's throwing a flash for you, you're not waiting for it to pop and then peeking. You're peeking with the flash. So like if someone throws a flash, like something like this, right? As that's swinging over, you should be swinging about when it gets to like here, right? So they flash, I count 1, 2, swing, it pops, and then I'm turning. You're probably gonna die maybe 15% of the time when you're swinging with that, like before the flash pops, but it's so worth it because it pops, you swing. If you do die, you know that the enemy team's gonna be full blind because it's popping right above your head. They have to commit to a fight with you, and if they do get blind, you're already in a great position to like just swing and get that kill on them. It works in plenty of maps, different situations, CT side especially, if you're going for like a re-peek on some area of the map. Like, let's say like you got someone red at the start of the round, someone over here throws a nice flash that pops like over here. This one honestly, you can wait for it to pop and then peek, just because if you swing too early, there could be someone posted up close, and if you let it pop, it doesn't really like hurt to make sure you don't get blind by your team's flash and then swing out there. But if you're doing it for like a T side play and you need your team right behind you pushing with you, maybe that's a bad spot to show it off. But let's do it through here. Like if we got someone, let's see. Here's a good spot. You're swinging out door, right? Maybe you nade it at the start of the round. You have your team throw the smoke, and then you get someone that just throws like flashes like this. In theory, like that's not a great flash, but what it really does is if you're still swinging out with that, anyone that's on site looking at you is going to be blinded by that. You can do it like obviously through the windows. I'm not really going to show like how you do that. Nuke's a weird map, but let's go down to B and just show like kind of what I'm talking about. Actually, ramp's not bad. So essentially here, right? If you're playing close, you have a teammate on site, and you go, hey, like, I hear 2 ramp, can you flash it? They want to throw a hard flash off this wall from site, and it's gonna pop like right about here. Let me see exactly where that pops. If someone's on site and they're just kind of like holding door or something, you can you flash it? They throw something like this. You want to be already swinging with this, so like it gets thrown, it ticks off of this. Maybe they turn, you swing with this, and you have a huge advantage on anyone that's like rotating in. If you want to throw like one that pops here, if your teammate throw it on the left side of you so you can swing with it, it pops. If anyone's looking at you, they're blind. So just keep that in mind. Obviously that's with a teammate. If you're playing solo queue, it's a little more difficult to like actually coordinate that. The entry fragger also, as you're hitting the site, as soon as you die, you have to be communicating everything you see. So if you see someone, you swing out here, you get killed from top hut, but then you hear like a footstep over heaven. Your teammates that are like focusing on getting kills, spamming down players, aren't really like listening as closely to every single noise. But when you die, all you have to do is just listen, call out where you died from, and then if you hear a footstep, it's like a really good time just to call out where you think other people on their team are going to be if you heard like a noise or a smoke or a nade or something. Talking about util for an entry fragger, you want to burn it as quick as possible in the round, preferably on the entry. Like if you can learn ways to like really quickly just like use your util set and get out onto site, like I throw that, I can throw that, I can throw this and swing out, and all I have is a Molotov which will drop to my teammates later in the round if I have to. And that's like actually a really good strat right there. You can have a teammate obviously throw some of that stuff, but if you really need to, you can throw it all for yourself. Like come out here, throw something like that, throw a smoke, throw a flash, and then you're just swinging with it. Obviously there can be someone here. You can be like a little bit chaotic when you're entering, like swinging for different angles, like trying to clear out everything. Almost always though, that's not worth it if you're playing with like competent teammates that will trade you out. Like it's almost always worth it just to get deeper in the site, take these quick engagements that are closer angles, and let your teammates just kind of come in behind it and trade it. I hope this helped you guys like at least learn something and have a focus in when you're trying to entry. I'm gonna do some more videos on like role specific things that like when you're playing Counter-Strike, but I hope this helped you guys. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. And if you guys want to see a certain type of video, also let me know in the comments down below. But otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.